Imagine this, working so hard, climbing the career ladder, and feeling like you're getting closer to financial freedom, only to realize that you're still limited by someone else's rules, someone else's decisions, and someone else's profits. For years, I was in that trap, and if you feel the same way, let me share with you how I broke out and why starting my own businesses was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Everyone, I'm Hasnae Taleb. Some of you might know me as a she-wolf of NASDAQ. I'm a former NASDAQ trader, investor, entrepreneur, and business advisor. I manage an advisory and asset management firm with a team track record of more than $3.8 billion in assets. Today, I help businesses and startups grow and reach their potential. And today, I want to talk to you about why I chose to leave behind the safety of steady paycheck to start my own asset management firm and multiple other startups. And if you're feeling stuck in a job, wondering if there's more out there and dreaming of financial freedom, this episode is for you. I remember when I first started working, full of ambition, energy, and drive, I was ready to prove myself, and I poured every ounce of energy into my job. I believed that hard work alone would eventually lead me to the life I envisioned. And for a while, it did give me access to connections, skills, and a steady income. And here's the thing. I started to realize that no matter how hard I worked, I was still at the mercy of someone else's decisions, someone else's profits, and ultimately someone else's dream. I saw how the wealthiest people were investing, owning, and building businesses of their own. They weren't waiting for a promotion or hoping for a pay raise. They were making the decisions, owning the assets, and shaping their own futures. And at some point, I knew that something had to change. And I couldn't just keep giving my time and talent to build someone else's dream. I wanted something more, not just for my financial freedom, but for the freedom to make decisions, take risks, and shape my own path. And I realized that as long as I was working for someone else, I would never have the complete control over my future. That's when I decided it was time to take my skills, my knowledge, and my savings and start my own ventures. So starting an asset management firm and building startups was a huge step, but it was the only way I could truly build wealth on my own terms. And don't get me wrong, a job is important, especially at the beginning of your career. I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. A job provides you access to industry knowledge, helps you hone your skills, and builds valuable connections. I learned so much in my early career, not just technical skills, but how to think strategically, how to negotiate, and how to manage people. My job gave me a solid foundation, and I'm grateful for all of these years. But here is the critical part. It's important to know when that job is no longer helping you grow. For me, there came a time when my job was holding me back from the goals I wanted to achieve. And if you're feeling that way, it might be time to think about creating something of your own. If you're wondering if it's time for you to take the leap, here are 5 key rules that helped me transition from a job to running my own businesses. Number 1 is build strong foundation first. Before you take any leap, make sure you have built a strong foundation. Use your current job to learn everything you can. Watch how business decisions are made. Learn from mentors and sharpen your skills. Think about your job as a training ground. It's that platform that you can leverage to connect to the right people that can become either clients or partners and help you grow. So absorb as much as you can because you will need those skills when you go out on your own. Number 2 is create a financial security and build your savings before you leave your job. Because leaving a job to start your own business is a big financial risk. So make sure you're fully prepared, and I would say have at least 1 to 2 years of savings in your bank account that can help you feel comfortable while you're building your business. Because look, businesses don't get built overnight. And if we take the normal form, I think 1 year building the foundation and 1 year to start seeing remarkable results, then yeah, minimum 1 year of savings. I saved aggressively before I even launched my first full-time venture. This way, I knew I had a safety net and I wouldn't be making business decisions out of desperation. So I always tell people, don't let your dreams get ruined by the lack of planning. Financial security buys you the time and peace of mind to make better decisions. 3 is build a very, very strong network. Your network is your lifeline. When I was ready to start my own business, I had built relationships with people in the industry who supported my vision. I had mentors, previous clients, investors, and colleagues who guided me, opened doors, and shared advice. So start building those connections now while you are still in your job before jumping into entrepreneurship. When you're ready to make the leap, you will have a network that believes in you and wants to support you and see you succeed. 4, focus on ownership, not just income. And let me tell you what I mean by that. One of the most powerful lessons I learned was the importance of ownership. When you're an employee, you're earning an income, but when you're an owner, you're building an asset. And the wealthiest people don't just work for paycheck. They own assets that can grow in value over time. So when you're starting your own venture, think about creating something that has long-term value. Your business should be an asset that can grow, evolve, and eventually operate independently of you. 5, be ready to adapt, evolve, and even pivot. When you start your own business, nothing goes exactly as planned. There will be a lot of setbacks, changes in the market, and moments when you start doubting yourself. The key is to stay adaptable. I have pivoted my businesses many times, and that's okay. It was either because investors' needs or market changes, etc. And each pivot brought new opportunities. And the trick is to stay open-minded, keep learning, and remember that every obstacle is a lesson. Breaking free from a job to start my own ventures was one of the hardest and best decisions I've ever made. It wasn't easy. There were moments when I wondered if I've ever made the right choice. But every challenge made me stronger, and every lesson was worth it. And if you're thinking about starting your own venture, I would say don't rush it. Build your own foundation, a very strong one. Be prepared and trust in your vision. And for those that always ask me if financial freedom is about money, I'm here telling you that it is not. Financial freedom isn't about money. It's about having control over your time, your decisions, and your future. Thank you for watching, and if this video inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. See you next Sunday with more insights and stories.